Wednesday morning, the 28th of August. Getting the day going. It's right, 6:40 in the morning. I have to get my load reset. I'm a bit heavy on the drives, so I got to get this counterweight moved back for me, and then I can head down the road. So first stop, run back north up to the shipper, get them to move this back as far as I can get them to move it back. And like I said, unchain, unstrap, reset it, rechain, restrap. And then we will go. As you know, I'm gonna try to make Emerson today. You know, at 620 miles. Should be able to do that as long as there's no real major problems. All right. This is the bucket that goes with the equipment that I'm hauling. So that's the bucket. On the truck is the arm. This is the boom. And let's take a look at this. We're hauling a 370, so it's a little bit bigger than this one. Okay, this is a 350. So the truck out front has a 370G, which is a little bit larger than this. I got the counterweight that fits on the back, and I got this lower front. I got this front arm here. That boom there is up to the side. I have these cylinders here on my truck, and I have some of this catwalk stuff here, the railings and whatnot. Somebody else is going to get this. I mean, these two are probably going to go separate, but we'll see. Now, see, I've hauled these little mini things like this 30G here. I've hauled that. But, you know, this is what we got. So now we just wait for the crew to come in so they can pick it up and slide it to the back. Then we can see about getting ourselves to a repair shop for that. Okay. Here's the 870G that I'm working as part of a team to get this down to Florida. So you see the truck of the gentleman, you know, another Valley driver, been around for 11 years at Valley. So he's got a 3-axle truck. He's got 3 on the front there. Got the main trailer body. He's got 3 axles there. He's got another 2 axles in the back. So he's just waiting on permits for him to be able to go. That's going to be fun when I get to do something like that. Like I said, he was with me when I was loading. He didn't see anything wrong with the way I was doing things. You know, I asked his advice. He said, you know, you're looking good. So that makes me feel confident in what I'm doing. So like I said, so he's rolling along with 11 axles here. Well, 10 axles. 3, 6, no, 11, yeah. 3 on the truck, 3 in the front, 3 in the back, 3 and 2 trailing. So he's got 11 axles there. And that's a big boy. That's pretty long. And he's got to get out of here. He's got to turn out there at the road. He's got to make that turn onto the highway going south. He's got a pilot car who was up at the who was here earlier yesterday. But you know, that's the kind of stuff that I want to get into. And I will eventually, you know, I still have a lot to prove. I have a lot to learn. I have to demonstrate that I know what I'm doing, that I run properly, safely, that things are done in the correct manner, not rushing, not trying just to get somewhere, trying to make sure that things are done in the way they're supposed to be done, nothing more, nothing less. And that's what's lacking for some people nowadays. They want it fast. They want it fast. They want it now. And my little saying that I've had for a long time is, do you want it right, or do you want it right now? I'd rather have it right, because right now just means I got to stop somewhere else, fix it, and wind up spending the same amount of time or more getting what I need to have done when I should have taken the time at the beginning. All right. So here we go. Once they get the crew in that can pick this up, we can get that done. Then we get that problem taken care of there, and we can get ourselves on the way. Well. Okay. So basically what I was told to do was to turn off the driver's side tank, which that's how I've been running, and it's going to try to force it to go off the passenger side tank and do a couple 100 miles and then let them know what's going on. And then once we are done that, we will see what happens. So we're going to make our way south. We're going to see. It is 416 miles to Caryville and another 210 miles to Emerson. So I doubt we're going to make Emerson, but you know, let's see what we can do for our first stop here. My route, travel center, Jeffersonville. We'll stop in there real quick. Why not? Okay, Jeffersonville from Burbank, 135 miles. Okay, we'll stop there for our next load check, and we will see how the truck does until that point. Alrighty, the joys of trucking. Why is it that people think they can do whatever the hell they please on the highway? I just called the Kentucky State Police here on I-75 southbound, mile marker 88. Gets on the highway at about mile marker 89, cuts me off, cuts off a gray SUV in the far left lane there, just flying, you know, going like a bat out of hell, you know, 5 feet away from my bumper, 5 feet behind, you know, another truck, cuts off a vehicle in the far left lane. I'm in the center lane. I mean, no turn signal, just cut right over, the hell with everybody else. Putting my life in danger, putting dozens of other people's lives in danger. Oh my God. Why do people think that they have the right to be that flippin' dangerous? Why? All right. Reckless driving. Anybody who's watched my videos over the past year knows that that's a huge pet peeve of mine. Besides professional truck drivers who don't know how to park, but you know, that's a minor issue, but just blatant disregard of everybody else's safety on the road. Ugh. So, you know, I gave a call to the Kentucky State Police, gave them my description of what happened in the vehicle and the person in the vehicle, and I called the company Spoke to a manager named Jeff. And he told me this isn't the first call he's gotten about this guy. You know what that means to me? Some jackass needs to be fired. Somebody needs to be fired from a job they cannot do. They cannot operate a company vehicle in a safe manner. I shouldn't have to think anything of, hey, there's a nice little Kentucky company. All right, big deal, you know, whatever. I'm gonna think of what dangerous, reckless moron is gonna be in behind that wheel. Now that company is gonna have a bad name. Because of one reckless jerk. There's nowhere he had to be. Nobody's life is going to be saved by that knucklehead driving in that manner. None. I say it time and time again. He's not a police officer. He's not driving an ambulance. He's not driving a fire truck. He's not James Bond going to defuse a nuclear bomb some terrorist is laying. That is unacceptable in every way, shape, or form. And I have zero qualms about calling the police on people like that. Calling and talk to a manager about that. About posting it on YouTube. None. And I told the manager that I spoke to there at that company, as far as I'm concerned, that person ought to be fired. That is disgusting and unacceptable behavior. What is it about driving a vehicle that is so difficult to do that you can't simply obey the rules of the road? If anybody out there has a reason why, give me a rational, thoughtful explanation as to why that can't be done. I drive I drive 100,000 plus miles every freaking year in a truck. Over 10,000 miles a month. Every month for the past 3 years. Or past 2.5 years. There's zero reason to be breaking the law driving a vehicle. You don't need to speed. You don't need to drive reckless. You don't need to, not use your turn signal. You don't need to, do a U-turn in the middle of the road. You don't need to be just stopping in the lane of travel. You don't need to cut over 4 lanes. You definitely don't need to be doing all those things at the same time. No reason for it whatsoever. It's not. You act like a jerk. You deserve to lose your job. You know the speed limit is 60. Alright, never mind. Alright, we are about 67 miles away from Tennessee, about 86 miles away from Caryville, where we're going to stop for the night.